from when I was a little girl, first learning how to read and write. And like all things new, I was very excited to learn something new. And my mother played a big role in my learning how to read, along with my babysitter, Miss Ruth, and my teachers. Although I cannot think of a specific teacher that helped me or influenced me on my reading, but I can remember my mother playing a big part in me learning how to read. One year for Christmas, she actually bought me a book that was customized for me, and the main character was me, Tracy. And it starred some of my best friends, two of them including Matthew and Sky. I I really loved this book when I was little. I read this book every day, and I think this book was the start of me and my love for reading. And later on, when I became a preteen, I continued to read, and two book series in particular that I would read included The Babysitter's Club and Goosebumps books. My favorite Goosebumps book to this day is Welcome to Dead House. This was one of my ultimate favorite books when I was younger. And when I would read, I would incorporate music into certain scenes. And one scene in particular in this book, at the end of it, when the children saved the parents, was in my head a soundtrack that included one song by Blackstreet called Joy. I every time I read the scene, I always put the two of these together. And when reading, like with associating with the song, I do also like to put myself in the scene. And I think by doing this, it definitely keeps me interested in my reader material. So, one thing when I was younger, I had to do were summer book reports. Yes, I really disliked this part about my summer, but I was able to make it work. I would, read important things and then go back to other things that I like to do. And as an adult, I still am the same way because I don't enjoy assigned readings, but I love to read at my leisure. Either way, I know that reading is so important, especially to exercise our mind. I always make the best of it. But also, when I was younger, music to me played a big role in my literacy. I would listen to songs and I would like to write down the lyrics. And when writing the lyrics and seeing how it flowed, it also inspired me to start writing poetry. So when I was younger, I wrote a lot of poetry and submitted my works in to get money prizes or cash prizes and also recognitions with certificates and rewards. And one poem in particular that won me an award was a poem by the name of The Lost One. I wish I knew where that was today, but that was one of my favorite experiences where I received recognition for something that I loved to do. And because of this, I then turned my love for music into dance, which also was able to tell a story. So today, I have about the same attitude about reading. I still enjoy reading books that are very entertaining, but now that I am in school, I don't have much time to read books outside of my school textbooks. So, for a little break in schoolwork, I often like to read entertainment websites, which are very superficial, but hey, it gives me a break. I've always enjoyed reading topics on real people. The last book I read was about the late Amy Winehouse. I was always fascinated about her tragic story. I like having a connection with individuals I read about and try to put myself in their situation. This is the reason why I always enjoy to write about topics that people are able to relate to, because if it interests me, I always felt like it would interest others. But also, today's world and the technology, I feel it's really changed the trajectory of my passion to read. I believe because of this fast paced world, I have become a lazy reader. Due to mostly superficial topics, I have to say, I've had to make a transition again to reading with a purpose. With the help of this class that I'm currently in from advanced composition, I'm learning to form my own opinion that differs from what the author may intend to portray to the audience. You know, sometimes when we read, we just go along very passive with whatever the author may believe, and this class is helping me to have a different opinion and to search deeper. So, in conclusion, I understand why my mother started reading to me at a young age, and it has helped me tremendously with my development and where I have ended up so far in my life. And with this said, if you are a parent like me, please take the time to read to your child and give them the gift of literacy, just as my mother did. Okay, thank you.